popular summer fetes that happen in Dominica. And this year, 2024, was the biggest year. With an entire weekend of festivities, Asa Bantan was able to rock the country and bring in the people to the people's party. In this video, we are going to talk about how we can take Breakfast Fete from being a local Grand Bay Fete to being a bigger tourism product that can actually dominate the entire summer in Dominica. Let's get into it.
My name is Clementine, and most people know me as Clem, Travel with Clem, or Dr. Clem. I'm a digital marketer, a writer, and a traveler. You might have seen me in major marketing campaigns as a content creator or the talent. As much as I love being in front of the screen, I love being the marketing strategist behind the scenes. Companies love working with me because I see opportunities where no one else does and help them make money where no one else can. Whether you are a government, NGO, a corporate client, or a small business owner, let's work on your marketing and strategies together. After this video, check out the link in the description box below so you can book a call. But for now, let's get this on.
For those who are not familiar with the Breakfast Fete concept in Dominica, because I know I have a lot of followers who are not from Dominica, Breakfast Fete is an event, a daybreak event. Daybreak means that we're dancing until the sun rises. And Breakfast Fete is a daybreak event put together by Asa Bantan, the Bouillon King of Dominica, and this event has been going on for 8 years. Throughout the years, the Breakfast Fete event has been growing, and this year actually the event had additional components such as parties during the entire weekend, evening events, and daytime events as well that are outside of the fete itself. The event is now known to bring a considerable amount of people to Dominica who come to celebrate in Grand Bay, which is the village where Asa Bantan is from. And this event drives massive amount of tourism to Dominica for that weekend. When you look at the photo Breakfast Fete from this year, you can see that the amount of people that were actually waiting to get inside of the venue is pretty similar to what we actually see generally on the road on Carnival Monday for the t-shirt bands and Carnival Tuesday for the costume bands event. That being said, we know already in Dominica, that Breakfast Fete drives a massive crowd because Asa Bantan has done a tremendously great job in being an ambassador for Dominica, being an ambassador for Bouillon music outside of Dominica, and a lot of people know Bouillon music because of Asa Bantan, specifically in the French islands. So now, how can we turn Breakfast Fete, or what would be the next steps for Breakfast Fete where we are right now? 8 years down the line, what should be improved to not just being a great fete held in Grand Bay, but to actually becoming a signature tourism product that can take the first place in Dominica when it comes to summer? Why is this discussion important? This discussion is important because when you look at the tourism landscape in Dominica, there are only 2 key seasons when we get a massive influx of tourists in Dominica, and that's what I want to think. I want us to start to think about that. Those seasons are the Carnival season, which is February, March, and then the Creole Festival and Independence season, which is September, October. I say Creole Festival season, but it's actually the Independence season, which is September, October. And those are the biggest seasons where you actually get a massive influx of tourism in Dominica. Now, during the cruise ship season, you also get people who visit Dominica, but this is different because most of the people who come on the cruise ship are daytime visitors, or they only come for 1 day or half a day, and they leave at the end of the day, right? So the amount of money that is spent is not, even though it's during a longer period of time, it's not the same as those who come during the key festive seasons. And so if we are strategic enough, it could be a pivotal point where people could actually decide to come to Dominica during the summer. Right now, when you look at key international tourism markets, essentially, who are the people who are coming to Dominica for vacation, right? You have people from the US, people from the UK, a little bit from Europe, and you have people from the French islands. These people usually come in large numbers during the Creole Festival season and the Carnival season. But with Breakfast Fete, Asa Bantan has actually been able to pull in a significant amount of people from the French islands to come to Dominica during the month of August for 1 weekend. Now, how can we turn that into a season where people now make the conscious decision to be in Dominica for that time period? I'm going to give you 4 key ideas that we should look at, and as usual, before you go on with this video, if you've watched this far, make sure that you write down the names of 5 key decision makers that you know, because you're going to want to share that video with them. Obviously, this is a product that needs a lot of support at the core because it cannot necessarily be driven by one person. So it needs a lot of support to make this happen. The first thing that we need to look at is turn the Breakfast Fete weekend into 2 weeks of celebration. Now, when people come to Dominica for Carnival or for the Creole Festival season, generally people take a 2 weeks vacation. People are not going to take like a 6 weeks vacation unless, of course, it's maybe unpaid, or those are the people who run their own business. But generally, people will take 2 weeks at the most for them to come. Turn a Breakfast Fete event into a 2 weeks event, and that way people will actually have different events that they can attend throughout those 2 weeks. So you create a regatta, a massive event that people can actually patronize over a 2 weeks period. What would that include? That will include adding activity, adding cultural activities from Grand Bay, more parties, brunches. Turn that into 2 weeks of festivities in Dominica. The second suggestion that I have is create key tourism packages for that 2 week season. We already know that when it comes to the month of August, summer, Dominica will be competing with international destinations. For example, in the summer, that people flock to Europe. They flock to warmer destinations. And yes, the Caribbean is warm, but people don't think about Caribbean generally when it comes to the summer, right? But there is this thing that is called the European summer. So in the summer already, we know that people flock to Europe. What are the experience packages that we can then create for people so that when they come to Dominica during the summer for those 2 weeks, they can actually explore more of the island before the parties? What are the tours that we can have? I'm already thinking about adventure. I'm already thinking about culinary tours, and I'm already thinking about so many other things that I cannot necessarily share here. Unless of course you want me to share. In that case, let me know in the comments below. And if you've made it this far in this video, it means that you like what you're seeing. So hit the subscribe button so that you are always notified whenever I post these videos. It's not gonna hurt you, but you know what's gonna hurt you? Not being able to have these nuggets to be able to share with your decision maker friends and be like the person who put them onto these gems. So hit the like button, drop a comment to let me know what you think, and of course subscribe so that you can be notified every single time I share these insightful strategies. So the second suggestion is create travel packages, but those travel packages need to be geared towards the summer. In the summer, we want to do adventures. So I'm thinking about all the adventures that we can do in Dominica. You want to think about the cuisine. How can people experience the cuisine in Dominica? Of course, we also want to think about like wellness, rejuvenation, because in the summer, people want to also relax before they go back to school or go back to their regular life. But the rejuvenation experiences will definitely be after the Breakfast Fete celebration weekend, right? The third suggestion, the third thing that we can do to make a Breakfast Fete a bigger tourism product, have a bigger venue for the key events. Now I understand and I honor and I appreciate the fact that Asa Bantan, the Bouillon King, really wants to make this a grand big event because it pours back into the community and pour back into Dominica in so many other bigger ways. So what I would suggest is the big fetes, the big events, the big jump up events that where people are literally like waiting in line to get into the venue, have them at a bigger venue. You can consider the forecourt, if the forecourt can hold that amount of people. I don't even think so, but you can also consider the stadium because you have a crowd for the stadium. Consider the stadium for the bigger event, and then for other fetes you can also have smaller fetes throughout that weekend that you actually have in Grand Bay at the venues that can accommodate numbers of people. Another suggestion could also be think about building a bigger event venue in Grand Bay. I believe that it's important for it to keep happening in Grand Bay, but if you want to be able to accommodate a larger number of patrons, you need more space. Otherwise, it becomes a security hazard. There is something that happens when you have larger crowds of people to control. So you really want to make sure that you consider a bigger venue next year. Build an event venue in Grand Bay or go to a bigger venue in town. And if you have the bigger events at the stadium, then you can do smaller events in Grand Bay that will still pour within the community. But when I mean smaller, I mean like events that will actually be able to accommodate that large amount of crowd, because at the end of the day, you have to think about the people's experience and you have to think about the crowd being able to also enjoy your event without having to feel like they are like squash and like and they're not comfortable. So that's a suggestion. And then the fourth suggestion that I have to make this a bigger tourism product at the stage where it is, and to take it to the next level, is to actually host a Bouillon festival. Not just the Dominican American, the Caribbean American appreciate that culture, and even throughout the Caribbean, people are appreciating this music. But there is also a very important need to have a Bouillon festival in the land of the Bouillon. It's almost like, yes, it's happening in the US, but how about you bouillon people, bouillon bands, bouillon pioneers, bouillon continuers, like the people who are continuing to carry the torch of bouillon and what it is, put together a festival in Dominica before the Bouillon Festival in the US, which I hope it actually becomes a yearly thing. So you do a Bouillon Festival in Dominica, and then after that, then they continue the tour in the US, because say one say too, not everybody is going to be able to make it to Dominica if you have a Bouillon Festival in Dominica. But if after the one in Dominica, you guys actually go to the US and continue the tour, then that's a great idea. Those who will not be able to be there will come to the one in the US, or even like people will be like, you know what, we love it so much in Dominica that, you know, let's go to the US as well to do it. But anyways, that's a suggestion. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Asa Bantan, your thing is bouillon, and on your stage for a breakfast fete, you are very intentional about giving a stage to people, to the young bouillon artists, the upcoming ones, the ones that people don't really know about. And during the breakfast fete weekend, people get to discover them, people get to see them, people get to experience their entertainment. So this could also be the perfect opportunity to put together a bouillon festival in Dominica, make a bouillon fest in Dominica, and then after that, everybody moves up to the US for the big tour. And after the US, y'all stop in Canada, because we are waiting for you. Stop in Canada, from Canada, the UK, Europe, close off the summer with a bouillon tour. One thing that I know for sure is that people travel for festivals. Music festival is a thing. Beyond just a World Creole Music Festival where you know people are constantly coming, other music festivals, people travel around the world for music festivals, and this is something that can actually drive bouillon fans, bouillon fanatics, and, you know, people who want to discover bouillon, even just want to discover Dominica. This is something that can actually get them to come to the island. So this is my suggestion, the 2-week summer event that is going to help to propel tourism in Dominica during the summer and actually make Dominica a destination that people can come to during the summer. And when I say come to, I don't just mean like diaspora members who come and visit their family in the summer. No, you want to drive tourism. You want people to make the intentional decision to say like, you know what, I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Dominica during the summer because XYZ is happening. There you have it, my ideas, my suggestions. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it's something that is doable. Let me know where you at breakfast fete this weekend. What did you think? What did you like? What did you not like? Do you think these ideas can be implemented for the next year? Let me know, and let's chat in the comments below.